Hello again. It's a few days since Thanksgiving took place. We are now Monday, the last day of November. In the church cycle, the liturgical year, we have begun a new year. We start with Advent. And I think a day like today is a good time to reflect on really the value and purpose of Advent, both from a practical standpoint and from a spiritual one. And I'm reminded every time we enter into Advent and during a normal time, our school community would have a prayer service to begin Advent. And we would gather in the school gym in a circular formation, which is, by the grace of God, always able to be created. Uh, and we have our emblem right in the center. And I'm reminded of something that took place a few years ago during one of our prayer services. We had uh, one of our sisters visiting our island and our school community, and the sisters who's actually back on our island at this time, Sister Christine, who was just touched by that circular formation. So touched that she teared up. And I remember a student asking me, "Why is she tearing up, sir?" And I had to remind the student at the very essence of the community of the School Sisters of Notre Dame is seeking the oneness for which Jesus was sent and the unity which right now is so needed in our society. We're so divided. We're separated physically due to COVID, but we're also divided because of our views, opinions, politics. Won't go down that track for today. But whenever we enter into Advent, I'm reminded of one of the seven habits of highly effective people. So here are the two books. This is actually the book I use in a course that I just started teaching this term. And the good thing is that I had this one back in my college days. But there is one of the habits, and it's habit number two. It is begin with the end in mind. And Advent is kind of that reminder. We often think of Advent just as the preparation time for Christmas, which really is at the essence, but it's also a reality check, the second coming of Christ. And I would always add, whenever I'm asked to give a reflection in front of the student body, his second coming to earth for the judgment, or in our personal case, our return back to him. And we're coming to the end of the year. This is the last day in November. And it's always a beautiful image that the church begins a new year while before the world enters into a new year, that God goes ahead of us. And we need God to guide us because, let's face it, we screw things up. We need the guidance of the Almighty. I'm reminded of the pillar of fire and the pillar of cloud that guided the Israelites in the Old Testament. As we enter into Advent, maybe we need a reality check. You can think of Advent as that little Lent. What do I need to change? What do I need to ask God to change within me? I was reminded of a conversation I had with a friend earlier, and this friend had asked, how do I, well, I actually asked my friend, will you be so kind as to even greet a person that you don't care for with a simple good morning? And this friend said to me, I want to be real. And I responded by saying, being real is also being respectful. There are people in our lives that we have issues with. Some we give the cold shoulder, some we ignore. I think Advent is a time to think about the people in our lives where I can be respectful and pray that God gives me the heart to be kind unto them, even though I disagree vehemently with their positions. I disagree with maybe the things they stand for, maybe their politics. I'm not going to go down that track again, as I said, but will you be kind as we enter into this first week? Maybe that should be our prayer. Lord, give me a heart to be kind to the ones who I may not have an inkling to be kind unto. And if I may add on, if I'm one of those who has some sense of angst, if they are kind unto me, may I welcome that kindness. So these are my 2 cents for today, a little on the longer side, but I pray that it may help you as you go about your day. Bye for now.